Alright, what up YouTube? It's your boy Zeiler, and the basis of this video, as selfish as it may seem, is to essentially update you guys on where I am right now in terms of life, on how I'm dealing with my fitness endeavors, on how I'm dealing with this pandemic, this crisis that we are all faced with worldwide, you know? I'm turning 26 later this week, and I'm just realizing that I have never lived through anything like this before. Living in Michigan, living in the United States, we've had power outages that have lasted a week or two. We've had gigantic events like 9/11 that have completely flipped the way that we live our lives and view the world around us. And this video is not meant to be political by any means, but just waking up every morning and realizing that this quarantine and this isolation, it's a present time thing. It's a very real thing we're experiencing every single day. And just the way it's starting to register with me that my previous way of living was such a luxury. Many of my habitual daily routines, going to the gym, I don't even have to talk about that because you guys feel me. To have that taken away from us is it's a horrible feeling, And for me personally, to go to the gym every single day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, rarely missing workouts. I mean, you ask my family members, ask my wife that I live with, how often I skip the gym or make excuses to not go, and it just doesn't occur. And to be going to a place for 2 to 3 hours every single day and just have this monotonous routine to where you wake up in the morning and you don't even have to think. You just go into this direction of training and entering a mindset and entering a place of therapy. And to have that all taken away, it's just now starting to register with me that this is real. Life is such a luxury, the previous life that we had. And, my way of thinking right now is to be as optimistic as possible. And I think that awareness that this is going to pass at some point in time is something that we have to look towards, the light at the end of the tunnel. And I don't want to be one of these people that just preaches, but positivity is so important. Man, it is so important at a time like this. When you do go out to your essential things like grocery shopping and stuff, and you see how miserable people are and how hateful and spiteful some of these people are during a time of vulnerability like this. I mean, it truly shows the character of people in general. And so I want to reach out to you guys as my audience and hopefully allow you guys to look at the positive in this, because in life, in this world, there is a law that with any form of positive, there is a negative. With any form of negative, there is a positive. And we have to understand that there is a positive that can come out of this. And it all comes down to wishful thinking. It took me 25 years of my life to figure out that I am in control of what I think about what I decide to accept as my life. When someone says something, I can allow it to affect me personally, or I can allow it to go in one ear and out the other. And I'm still learning that. I mean, it took 25 years to realize that I have that capability to choose how I think and what I think about. And I'm still practicing that. And I think this is a good time for all of us to practice that. Our mindset and our character, how we're developing ourselves in a time of vulnerability. And don't get me wrong, I've had my share of not depressions, but low emotions. I mean, bad feelings and stuff. And with this right now, this pandemic, I can't do the one thing that keeps me ticking, which is going to the gym and training, putting my body through grueling workouts to chase after a goal that it seems so far away right now. Now, I will admit that I have the luxury of having some forms of equipment. I am still able to train every day. It's not the same as what I was doing beforehand. I'm not squatting 400 to 500 pounds every single week. I'm not deadlifting 500 to 600 plus pounds every single week. I'm not bench pressing 300 to 400 pounds every single week because I'm limited with my equipment. And, it's taken a few weeks for me to realize, like, man, I'm not lifting the same weights that I once was. I'm not getting to that same level of intensity that I was reaching at one time. And I understand that I have the capability of viewing that in an optimistic way. That with these compound movements, backing off on the weight, using light to moderate weight, and yes, I will say moderate weight, I can still get effective workouts in. I can still use my time effectively to stimulate muscle to grow, to relearn exercises and completely master them. This is an opportunity for me to not go in and ego lift every single workout, to put 400 pounds on the barbell row and use momentum and stuff to where I'm going to be sore for 2 weeks after the fact, but it's not necessarily the proper stimulation that I'm after. So this past weekend, I tried to get an ego about myself again, and I was squatting 300 to 400 pounds. And during one of my resting sets, the 315 pounds was resting on the squat rack portion of my weight set. And I sat down to rest. And I look up, and the entire weight set falls over on its side, smashing one of the brand new 45-pound plates that I just had purchased, completely bending my barbell where you load the plates. It's still usable, but I've had this weight set for so many years since I first started getting into lifting, and I've now damaged it to the point where I'm never going to be able to fix that. I mean, it's unfixable. So at that point in time, I felt like I was beaten in a way. I was like, okay, let's just put 135 on and do a few sets of squats, and then I just left. I went home to recalculate and reevaluate myself and figure out what the formula is going forward. And that's what I'm figuring out right now, that I need to treat each session as a luxury, because I know a lot of you guys don't have that. A lot of you guys have no equipment at all. So I have nothing to complain about. I'm still able to go in and do some bench, squat, and deadlifts, some barbell rows, T-bar rows, shoulder presses, etc. I have it made. I can go in and follow my routines to the best of my ability and gain something from it. And I'm hoping that you guys can take away some form of motivation towards your lives and hold yourself to a higher accountability and say to yourself, hey, I may not have equipment, but one of my goals was to lose weight. One of my goals was to gain weight. Focus on your diet. Focus on doing some cardio, doing some calisthenics, body weight exercises. There is always something you can do. Absolutely always something you can do, and you just have to find what that is. So during this time, I encourage you guys to look at life in a different fashion. Don't look at the glass as being half empty. Look at it as being half full. This is all an opportunity for all of us. Think of how motivated we all are going to be when we finally walk through the doors of the gym again. It's going to be such a crazy feeling. And this isn't even important stuff we're really even talking about. Yes, this is my way of living. This is my job. Fitness is my occupation. So it is pretty important for me to discuss these things. But for some of us, it's just a lifestyle. It's just a way of living. Going to the gym, eating clean, doing some cardio, looking good, taking off your shirt, posting to social media, whatever. It's just a way of living. It's what we enjoy. It's what keeps us focused and keeps us away from falling into bad, negative vices. And that's the worst thing you can do right now, is go down the path of picking up bad habits or picking up vices that are going to be difficult to drop later on in life when all of this stuff blows over. And it all comes down to reevaluating yourself and asking yourself what your ultimate goal is. And if your ultimate goal is to stay motivated and stay on this fitness grind, then find a way to make it work. So that's my rant for now. I mean, things are pretty good at home. My wife is still working right now. She would really like to be let off right now and come home and stay with me every single day. But I'm still trying to stay active on social media and stuff. And I really think this is ultimately going to bring us all a lot closer. You know, all of this isolation and this quarantining, I really think that it's going to benefit us in the end. So you guys stay safe out there. Do the best of your ability to look at this as a positive. And I hope to continue getting you guys some form of content, whether it's garage workouts or videos where I just talk to you guys like this. So that's about it for now. It's your boy Zach Zeiler. Peace out, bye guys.